So, hello everyone, and welcome back. We're going to talk briefly about the movies that we saw together, even though not all the videos we could actually do together. Time restraints, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, we actually kicked off last year, 2016, with Force Awakens.
Ironically enough, so...
The Force Awakens, too bad it's the dark side of the Force this year.
Yeah.
Because this year's been kind of gloomy, but the movie itself was... I still think it was one of the better movies of 2015.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was just very solid. It had a lot of good nostalgia. It really, I thought, captured the essence of the original trilogy, and yeah, I enjoyed it. So.
And it very much helped push for that next step that the series does need to go into, and at least it got done with the setup, and that's what we really needed to do to catch up all the new kids as to what's going on, and then get the setup done so that way we can move on with the next two.
Yep.
So hopefully that will be all that we need, and we'll be able to move on from there.
Yeah.
So then, next movie, going through the list. Alright, next movie is Warcraft. It still feels a little plotless, but the visuals were still stunning, and to be honest, the first Warcraft is the weakest plot-wise.
It really is, but it was still nice to see it on the big screen, actually, after being a Warcraft fan for so long, and I remember dreaming as a kid of actually seeing something like this on the big screen. So it was
just to finally have it there was fantastic, and apparently it might have done so well in China that it needs a sequel.
Yes, I'm hoping so, because it does get... Yeah, the stories in the sequels would be better, I believe.
They'll be better, they'll be more fleshed out, we'll understand what's going on, because there'll be less jumping around, because the first Warcraft even jumped around a lot. The only way you can understand where things were is because it had literally a 3D pop-up map between each mission.
Yeah.
We're moving that way now on the map.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things for the jumping around, for me, like, as being a Warcraft fan, it wasn't that bad. I could follow it still, but I can imagine it being frustrating for somebody that's coming in that's not really familiar with the series. And if it's your first foray into Warcraft, probably you're going to walk out with a lot of questions. So,
And I will say that one of my friends actually saw it. He was not really big into Warcraft at all, so he really knew nothing of the background, and he was actually impressed how well the movie was.
Okay, well, that's good then.
So, and plus the WoW Legion expansion, while apparently it was really good, you don't really exactly hear people praising it anymore because people have already burned out about it.
Alright.
Essentially, they added on a huge island that brought back a whole bunch of really good things, and the entire island, you can literally start on any point of the island, and the island levels with you no matter where you go.
Oh.
And added an additional 10 levels that you can level up as an endgame character, and they got rid of what was called the garrisons, at least limited it a lot, because it became kind of a smartphone app, and it was kind of pointless. You just logged in, did a couple button presses, and then logged right back out again. Other than the fact that it collected you a lot of gold and a lot of resources, it didn't really nothing much else. But they have now added character class halls where you get to meet and greet other people from your class that have the same class as you, and you also get to create your own specialized weapon in that game now.
Alright.
And including using your own modified version of Doomhammer.
Wow.
With your orc side and your Roy class.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was some amazing stuff they added on. Too bad it's still just a mediocre MMO in my eyes, to be honest. I've played much better world. The owners of City Heroes, if you ever want to bring it back, pretty please with sugar on top. But the movie itself was story-wise a little bit flawed, but yeah, I can't wait for a sequel. The sequels will be 10 times better. It'll be awesome when they finally come out.
Yep.
You'll get to finally see the world itself expand, and there'll probably be better details about it.
Yep.
Next on the list, Ghostbusters.
Oh, I wanted this to be a good movie.
Everyone wanted this to be a good movie. It was such horseshit.
Yeah, you got Slimer cruising around with his girlfriend in a car. We didn't need that. No, Ghostbusters, why you do this stuff to us? Like...
yeah, that was just the absolute epitome of mediocre at best.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to cash in on the nostalgia I feel of the original series, and they just couldn't do it. And it still irks me how they handled all the characters from the originals. Like, oh, we're gonna bring back the actors, but you're not gonna play your original roles, and this is not gonna be a continuation
of any kind.
Yeah, and it's just don't bother bringing them back. Then just.
I will say that because of the fallout of particularly Ghostbusters and a couple other things, Amy Castell of Sony Pictures is no longer in control of Sony Pictures.
Oh, wow.
She is still producing a couple movies that she had greenlit before when she was head of Sony Pictures America. But I guarantee you they're going to flop because who's interested in a Barbie movie?
True.
But the new guy is not going to be held responsible for her movies when they're greenlit and pushed out. However, the guy who's now in charge was the guy that wanted to keep Phauxe from producing Deadpool.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have my worries. Because, and I quote, the reason he stopped it was because he said he didn't get it. Everybody feared the T-Rex.
I don't think it's going to be improvement.
I did not see on the list, but I know we did it. Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, yes. That's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Okay. Marvel just does such a good job of building up these epic storylines over a series of movies, and when they deliver big. And
when they make a big picture like this, they deliver huge.
Oh, yeah. Like
the build-up for just Spider-Man alone drove people fucking nuts. Yeah. And now he's finally going to get his own movie, and it looks fantastic from the trailers. I cannot wait.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited.
Cannot wait. This is going to be huge. And then our final movie of this last year would be Doctor Strange. Speaking of Marvel.
Yes.
And there's just trying to digest it. There's so much going on.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great startup for this character. We even introduced his main bad as a temporary guest at the very end, where he kept pestering his main bad into giving him what he wanted.
Yeah.
And set up what could be the biggest supernatural villain outside of maybe Mephisto himself.
Yeah.
For future movies.
Yeah. I mean, visually this was just fun to watch. So
visually it was good, very good to watch. Character-wise, it was nice to see Strange develop into the true master of the mystical arts that he's supposed to be. It's nice that they also gave good explanations as to why he's doing it so quickly, because he's had a photographic memory for God knows how long.
Oh, yeah.
That's how he became an excellent doctor to begin with.
Right, yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, they had him built up as, like, he wasn't just a doctor, he was a master surgeon. He was, like, at the height of his craft and the height of his field. Like, he was one of the best in the world. And,
doing things because of his photographic memory that other people could not do.
Exactly, and, it's just translates over that, if he's excelled so well in this area and managed to get to the top of his field, of course he's going to excel when he picks up the mystic arcs as well. So,
and visual-wise, story-wise, it's just an excellent setup, and he's going to be included in the new Thor movie that's coming up.
Oh,
because that's what that big ending part was about.
That's the beer.
the beer. That was just the big setup for the next Thor movie, and he's going to be most likely heavily involved with that as well. So Thor is going to have somebody to cross over at his level.
All right, that'll be fun to watch.
So that'll be very interesting. So just generally a lot of good movies, except for one.
Yeah, and I can say about Ghostbusters as well. From what I heard, all plans for sequels and everything have been completely scrapped after the first one.
Actually, Reichman is still trying to push for his sequel.
Really?
Ivan Reichman still owns copyright over it, and now that Sony made their crap movie, and he could try to push for it again. The problem is that to convince a studio that you can do it.
Oh, yeah.
And here's how they might be able to do it, because they did it with Ghostbusters 2, actually, is that we get the main cast back, and they are willing to drop the high amount of money they would normally get for a movie like this. They'll drop off half or more of what they normally would earn just for acting in it. And if they could convince the new generation that they want to bring in to do the same, they could save a shit ton of money and be able to finally make it.
Yeah.
And they could push out the theaters and prove to people, even if with just a simple trailer, if they can at least get enough footage done for a trailer that's going to be in the movie, and prove to people any positive response that this could be a good sequel, then maybe they could force Sony, if they are smart enough, into actually saying yes to an actual official sequel and continuing the actual real universe.
Yeah.
And then maybe if you get somebody better in to come in and kind of say, well, some of what happened in that Ghostbusters remake happened, but not all of it.
Oh, yeah.
And essentially, the actresses were good, but they were badly directed is the problem.
Yeah.
And the plot was badly written for them.
Yeah.
And so essentially, come in, have someone come in there, go, this passes, this does not, this passes, this does not, and then we can merge the universes together and actually make them into a cohesive, decent whole. Which is not impossible, because even the Marvel Universe has done this now.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first Hulk movie? I remember the first Hulk movie. Oh my god, it was that piece of shit.
Oh, yes.
Giant fucking poodles, my ass. You can do it, Sony. You just have to have enough up here with a person that you can actually trust to get that universe right.
Yep.
And trust Ivan Reitman. The man's been writing it for, 40 years?
Yeah.
30 years, 40 years? Come on. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But enough bleeding with Sony. Overall, generally a pretty decent movie year.
Yeah,
just one little slight flub, but that's to be expected somewhere along the line.
Yeah, overall, it's a good year for movies, at least. So.
All right, so we'll see you all at the beginning of 2018, and we'll see how the movies do by then.
Yep.
See you all next time.
See ya.